As always, my name is Keith here with Shark Indicators. We've been in the NinjaTrader ecosystem since 2011, providing tools like Bloodhound and Blackbird that help traders be more productive and in control of their own trade systems. We're always looking for ways to add to the trader's toolkit, and Shark Week is a huge part of that mission. Before I pass it off, let's take a quick look at the risk disclosure. Futures, foreign currency, and options trading contain substantial risk and is not for every investor. And of course, past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. David Knutson has a degree in finance and has been a day trader for over 14 years. He founded Remora Academy in 2019 with a mission to bring personalized education to individual traders. He recently expanded his offerings to help his customers build custom Bloodhound and Blackbird templates, in addition to his custom coding service. So David, with that, let's unmute, share your screen, and we can get started.
All righty. Well, welcome everyone. Thank you for attending today's webinar. Today's topic is 3 significant tools for your toolbox. Like he said, I'm David Knutson, and I'm going to actually find the lovely chat. Am I going to be able to do this or not? There we go. Gotta love how Zoom does things differently once you share things. So, okay. So I just posted in the chat, if you want to, if you feel it's worth it at the end of the day here, if you want to get more content and contact and so forth, right there's all the Discord, YouTube, Rumble, and Facebook stuff. So again, thank you very much for attending. And we've already went through the risk, but I always like to do it. Futures and Forex trading contains substantial risk and is not for every investor. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. And in this webinar later, we are going to be looking at some actual hypothetical things. So just bear in mind that, it's hypothetical. So, and like he said, if you want to get in contact with me, it's david@remora.academy. I'm a retired small farmer and BS in finance from Minnesota State and so forth. And Remora Academy since 2019. And Keith already said that we just started a relationship with Shark Indicators. I've been a customer of Shark Indicators since 2015, and I have nothing but the best to say in regards to Shark Indicators. They're one of the few quality, top-notch vendors out there. So I'm happy that we're actually doing business together. That's cool. And here's our other platforms, obviously NinjaTrader, Kinetic, and then also Lilo for doing trade account stuff for getting funding from outside sources. So, and like I said, I'm very thankful to Shark Indicators for this opportunity. And let's get on with the webinar. So like I said, we're going to go through hopefully a logically coherent discussion in regards, and I'm not going to be selling any indicators or any type of thing like that. This is geared to you as each individual trader. This is exactly something that we would be going over if you were an educational customer of Remora. This is the, in my opinion, the absolute foundational things that a trader has to bring to the game in order to be successful, to have a probable chance at being successful. We've all heard the stories about, holy grail systems and so forth. Oh, all I want is an algo. All I need is an algo. All I want is to turn something on and just have it go, 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 and so forth. And you can do that. And however, most times at the end of that road, it's form fitted so much that, again, they're probably not going to be so great as well. So there are certain characteristics that successful traders do, and disciplines that they always are disciplined enough to do in the heat of the moment. So, and at the beginning, we all look like this. We're all happy and excited. We can make, oh, I don't know, $5,000 a day, or and so on and so forth. Of course, if you're looking to make that type of money, you're looking at probably having the probability of losing 10 times that in a day as well. But no one ever tells you those things. And what ends up is that all of a sudden reality hits, and we're starting to go, help, help, help. Why do I keep losing? Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Most of us, I'll tell you a story in regards to myself. This is like 4 years ago. I was under a teacher and a mentor, and I was being totally frank and totally honest with what I was doing in my trading. And he said, all you're doing is gambling. And I'm going, okay, so help me. And he said, Joe, good luck. And that was it. It's like, so are you trading or are you gambling? Now, today is a wonderful example. Just out of curiosity, how many of the attendees traded today in today's market? Can you just give me a why if you did some trades in the market today? Okay, all right. Okay. Mostly yeses, a no or two. All right, very good. All right. And today was a very unique day. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this guy over. This is actually one of the charts that I use, okay? When I do my trading, I trade every day unless I'm on vacation or something weird's going on in my life. So, and today, so we're on this current bar. This current bar is an inside bar. The last bar is an outside bar. The previous one's an inside bar. The previous one's an outside bar. That between yesterday during the middle of the day through right now has been one of the toughest market conditions that you can experience. It's doing nothing but ripping, raping, and pillaging tight, scared money right now. And so I'm guessing that, I won't ask, but I'm guessing that there were probably several accounts that were lost today. Certainly, my guess is that the majority would probably have not been too profitable. And here, this is another thing that I use in my trading is the market analyzer. Right now, it's starting to turn red, but all day today, it was totally mixed. It was just brutal trading conditions. So, and like going back to the Holy Grail, I can speak for myself. 2+ years ago, someone could have handed me a Holy Grail. Someone could hand me a Holy Grail in NASDAQ right now, and I'd probably fail at it because I don't know NASDAQ. I don't want to know NASDAQ. I know ES. And it's all because of certain basic principles. So at the end of the day, I'm losing money, even though most days I am profitable at one point or another. The market does not do what it's supposed to do. We have this attitude that, oh, I'm got long here, so yeah, I'm expecting that the market's going to go, which it will do at times, a minority of the times. But when you go short here or long here, what's it doing? It's thrashing. It's very frustrating. I feel stressed out while at a trade. Sometimes I don't do a trade because I'm reluctant. And it seems like I always do the wrong thing. Sound familiar? So what we're going to introduce here is logically coherent process and method. At Remora Academy, we teach you how you can, for your system, how you can measure your system and know whether or not your system is a healthy system, whether or not you even have a chance. And this is fascinating here. Glimpse into the life of Jim Rogers and George Soros. Everybody's heard of those guys. They did the Quantum Fund in 1973. Soros and Rogers both founded the Quantum Fund. During the following 10 years, the portfolio gained 4,200%. Divide that by 10, that's 420% per year, right? While the S&P advanced only or about 47% over that time period. Just keep those numbers in mind, okay? Here's a Jim Rogers quote. Those who can not adjust to change will be swept aside by it. Those who recognize change and react accordingly will benefit. Well, you know, I don't. How long have you guys been trading? If you'd like to enter that into the chat box, and how long you've been futures trading, that'd be great. And the question is that okay? So say a person's been trading for 2 years in futures and have never had a funded account or never been profitable and so forth, and you keep doing the same thing. Isn't that called insanity? Yes. Okay. 5 years, 30 years. Good. 3 years. Very good. And so what Rogers is saying here is that, you know what, if you can't adjust to change, you're going to get blown away. You know, you need to be able to change and react accordingly to benefit. If anyone laughs at your idea, view it as a sign of potential success. Here's George Soros quote. This tune in for these. These are fantastic. If investing is entertaining, if you're having fun, you're probably not making any money. Good investing is boring. Personal emotions have no place in investing. If you want to be successful in the long run, base your investment decisions on rationality and discipline. I heard this, like I said, I've been doing this for 14 years, and I've spent the first 10 years in futility and frustration, and just it's tough. For most people, it's tough. Yeah, there's a few individuals where it's natural and they're able to trade and do it properly just because it's in their blood or whatever, you know, but that is definitely the minority of us where it's in our blood. But so what he's saying here, you know, if and I, Lord knows I've been in that, and also I've seen students and plenty of other fellow traders where I've seen guys up $4,500 in the first hour of trading, which would be like 45% up on their account, and they're still not happy with it. Why? Because they're not doing it to make money. They're just doing it to get a rush, get their whatever. It's sad. I'm only rich because I know when I'm wrong. I basically have survived by recognizing my mistakes. You must recognize and admit your mistakes when you make them. Cut your losses short and move on to the next logical step. Making an investment decision is like formulating a scientific hypothesis and submitting it to a practical test. The main difference is that the hypothesis that underlines an investment decision is intended to make money and not to establish a universally valid generalization. Now, this is the key. Listen to this. The simple goal of investing is to make money. If and every one of my students can attest to this. The first thing I ask every student that enters in the Remora Academy is, I ask you, why are you trading? And generally speaking, everybody answers philosophically and so on and so forth. But if you're not trading to make money, then you shouldn't be trading, period. So as a good trader, I abide by this mantra, and it makes it easy for me to accept losses easily and to stick to my investing plan. Woohoo! So here's tool number one. Oh no, it's the dreaded trade plan. Yes, you probably have heard this. Hopefully you've heard this many times, but people just talk about it. We guys, we folks here in the Western culture are very good about talking about stuff. Yeah, I believe in a trade plan. Do I have one written out? Have I actually printed it out and signed my signature to it? Am I that serious, or am I not? Right? It should be simple, repeatable, non-controversial. If you don't have a trade plan where you're consistently doing something, you cannot measure your system. Most students and traders will come in, and most students and traders are decent traders, but they'll go until they encounter their first little losing streak, and then they'll switch to a different plan. They'll switch to a different system. If you keep doing that, there is absolutely no way that you can even have a chance at making it. This plan should identify everything for you. It should be, not deep, super duper complex or whatever, but it should define everything. It should, like, one week I like to, on a Friday morning, generally speaking, when I'm trading and I'm trading the way I'm supposed to be in my true self, then I will be done trading within the first hour of market open. Generally, it'll be sooner than that, but we'll just say an hour. And so there was, on Friday afternoons, I like to post in the Discord, you know, uh, okay, I'm up X% for the week. What should I do? Should I do another trade? And it's like, and then my answer is, it depends on what my trade plan says. If my trade plan says that my goal for the week is to make 10% on my overall account capital, and I'm at 11%, I'm done trading for that week. Isn't that nice? I can go out and take a walk or whatever and just relax, instead of taking that, oh, I got to do that one more trade on that Friday morning or that Friday afternoon, and then take my 11% gain for the week and turn it into a 2% loser. But then if I do that, then I'm going to have to do another trade because I got to get that back. And then I end up with a 20% losing week. That's what we're talking about. Write in your plan what you're going to be happy and okay with. Am I going to be okay if I make $10 a day? Am I going to be happy and okay if I make 100 or 1% or 0.5% or 3% on my account? Those are the things that need to be identified, and you seriously need to have it identified, or you're just throwing darts at the wall. And here's a biggie. Do I cut a check to myself at least once a month? We come into this game and we want to be profitable. I want to be a successful trader, yet I never cut a check to myself. If I don't establish a habit, and this one is something that for myself personally, that has dawned upon me within the last year. It's establishing habits. Habit. If you cut yourself a check every month, that's what you're going to do. and in order to cut your check every month, you're gonna have to be profitable. So there you go. Here we go. Trade tool number 2, choice. This is arguably the most powerful tool in our toolbox. We have the freedom to build and we have the freedom to destroy. I could follow my trade plan for 100 consecutive days. I could be up $10,000. I could be up $1,000. I could be up whatever. And it only takes one choice, total freedom to blow it. And do you know the product or asset that you are trading? Do you know how much it fluctuates? How much is an average impulse? What's the size of an average retrace? Is there certain times of the day that seem to be significant for this instrument? If you don't know answers to these questions, you are gambling. And if all you're doing is trading and trading and trading and clicky click 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 click, there's been times when I've been on with students where all I hear is clicking. They're getting in and out of trades, man. And again, disclaimer here, I am not a psychologist or whatever, but maybe if that's the case, you may want to seek some professional help. So, and identify, you need, if you're not spending time with family and friends and having hobbies, non-market things, I don't know if that's a wise choice if you're not doing those things either. So here we go. So there's a plane that's taking off. Just listen and feel this one. Every trade should look and feel the same. We don't know if the trade's going to win or lose. If any given trade, any one trade should not matter. It should be boring, just like Soros was saying. Are any of you in the boring stage of trading? If you are, that's exactly where you want to be. It is so enlightening and wonderful to be in that position. And am I claiming to be there every moment of every day? No, I am not. We all have a true self and a false self, and there's a relationship there and how to relate to each of those. So, but the majority of the time, yeah. That's a biggie too. Every trade should look and feel the same. You're not that, this setup looks really good. It's gonna be a big winner. So I'm gonna put 5 contracts on instead of my normal 1 contract. Doing that and having that mentality is gambling. It's not being consistent. It's being highly controversial, and you will never have a system that you can measure. Never. And if you can't measure your system, you're flying blind. So, okay, here's tool number 3. Daily compounding. This is a very powerful tool in our trade box, in our toolbox rather. So for this discussion, this is the definition. So a trading month is 20 trading days. A year is 200 trading days. A trading week would be 5 trading days. And we're looking for an average return of 1% every day, every trading day. And if you started with $1,000 of capital and you're always calculating at 100% of account, so in other words, you're saying, I want to average 1% of the total account. That's my return for the day. That's That would be my example trade plan. And I'll post this in the chat. Let me get to it here. Oh yeah, okay. I'll post this link in the chat here in a second. So one trading day. So after the first day, 1% of 1,000 is $10. Okay. If you did that and you averaged 1% for a trading week, which is 5 days, you would have 5101. Trading month, you'd have 1220.20. And for a whole year, you would take $1,000 and you would, out of the initial $1,000, you would generate a profit of 631606. In other words, you 6x'd your account 6 times. That's a powerful, powerful tool. And 1%. If you did it for 10 trading years, like the Soros deal, your $1,000 would be that. Inconceivable. But that's the numbers. What does it take, though? It takes simple, repeatable, non-controversial, which means you can measure your system, have a trade plan, have it all your behaviors in a nice little concise, easy to follow plan and execute it. That's the difference between a successful trader and a non-successful trader. Is you have a plan, simple, repeatable, non-controversial, and you got the discipline to execute it. That's it. So there it is. Now let's do this. Comment, assuming every day is a winning day. Yeah, that it, on average, you may lose, 5% one day or 10% one day, but you might make 20%. You're just, all this is saying is that you're averaging a gain of 1%. So I put the calculator in the chat. Good question. Yeah. So again, the summary here is that these 3 simple, non-sexy tools are a core of a successful trader, of having a chance to be a successful trader. So you let's see, I gotta arrange that. Too many windows, right? The tools being a trade plan, then realizing your most powerful tool that can construct or destruct your world in a moment, and that is choice. You have the freedom of choice to interact with the market anytime you want. On the converse side, that means you have the choice and control to not interact with the market when your probabilities, after your research and so forth, tell you that it's not very good to interact with the market. And then the daily compounding. And it doesn't take like, again, when we first get into trading, we're thinking, oh wow, I can make 20%, I can make 100% on my account and so forth, or I can make blah blah blah. But if you are rational about it and realistic, that was another thing that way back in the early years of my trading career, I heard this lady that was talking, and she said, all I try to do is just get a 0.5%. And I'm going, 0.5%? What are you talking about? That you're you're only talking, you're this bigwig, and you're going to be happy with only a 0.5%? You know, it's take the Soros thing, 420% average per 10 years. Divide that by the 200. That's 2 to 3% on average. So there you go. Now let's look at questions. That if you're okay, from Photo, trading is not like that. If you're trading a level or so, you can win big. If you're on range, your chance of losing are big. Do you have a trading plan template? Sharky. Excellent question. Fuddle, I won't disagree with what your statement or question is there. Yeah, you can win big or lose big, but it's that's part of the whole conundrum of figuring out not only yourself what's going to make you happy and okay in the long term, but it's also figuring out how to fit your happiness within the confines and structures of the market. If for me personally, NASDAQ has too much risk. I cannot in my gut, I can't withstand being up. Yeah, you can be up really fast, or you can be down really fast in NASDAQ. My gut doesn't like that. So that's why I don't trade NASDAQ. And you can win big or lose big in NASDAQ. Of course, you can do that in ES too. And that's part of the Sharky asked, if do I have a template for a trading plan? Yes, I have a template for a trading plan, and I will be happy to go over that. We're going to get to that here in a slide or so. And yes, so I'm going to doing a free offer for everybody here. Yeah, trade. Yes, exactly. Trading micros. There's one of my very good students he was a NASDAQ trader, and he always was doing the micro, not no, I'm sorry, he was always doing the mini, not the micro. And because when he first met me, he was saying, I can't make enough money trading the micro, I need to trade the mini. And getting through several months of the process, he came to discover that with just 2 micro contracts on NASDAQ, you can win or lose a lot of money. Yeah. What would you say your top 3 habits are? My top 3 habits are interacting with the market and following my trade plan. And that means, within the context of my trade plan, only entering when I'm supposed to, because they're on my dark side, my false self side. I don't know. Generally speaking, I've met one student that this is not true of. And he is not a FOMO guy. But generally speaking, the majority of us human beings have FOMO, and it's kind of like, oh, the market opened. I got a trade. I should be in a trade. So I'm going to make a trade. enter when I'm supposed to, and then follow my rules. If that's it. That's the discipline, period. So good questions. Okay, so let's go on here. So here, thank you for your time, everyone. I hope this was found to be beneficial. Like I said, it's not sexy and it's not it's not promising in the mood. That's for sure. So the offer here is a free 30-minute session with me. All you need to do is send me an email. And I'll type that in there right now. Send me an email with free session as the subject. And oops, I just typoed that. Free session as the subject. And this offer is valid until midnight tomorrow. But you just need to contact me by midnight tomorrow. We can set up, we'll get together and we'll figure out a time that works for both of us. It can be in 3 days or 3 weeks or whatever works best for the both of us is fine. What do you post on YouTube and Discord? You will find, and I'll say Rumble as well. Rumble, I posted, this is back in 2020, roughly during the month of November of 2020, I posted a full month of live trading on a system. And again, it's kind of boring, but it's an example of doing a system and doing what you're supposed to. Just follow your plan. And on that particular set of videos, it was somewhere like again, I think it was 20, it's at least 20 days of trading. And I think the return was like 40% on it. So on that, does that mean you're going to get 40% every? No, it doesn't. It means that's despite my execution failures back in November of 2020, I still was able to do that. And then on YouTube, I did a Trader Daily Open for like about a month or so. So you can get a flavor for that type of content, some of the things that are within the Discord. And in Discord, there's a paying community and there's a free community. So you can be on there just to, I'm on there every day. And if you want to chit chat or whatever, I'm here to help traders. I don't need the money. I'm here to help and serve. So that's what it boils down to. And that's what's good. So with that is the end of the seminar. So any additional, do you have, I can certainly show you live trading within Discord. Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. The session, what will the session cover? Your 30-minute free session, we can go over trade plan, and whatever else you would like to talk about is fine. Yeah. Yep. And what are your thoughts related to testing a system with a SIM account? Well, Dean, that's a lovely question. What my blunt answer there is, if you're an absolute total new novice where you're just really coming in, absolutely just SIM trade 1 micro contract, get the hang of how to, handle order entry and exits and so on and so forth like that with NinjaTrader. And then, but my overall is I'm not for SIM trading. I'm for live trading and again, most students come in and they're going, they agree that live trading is the best. And then again, the eyeballs get big and it's like, I'm suggesting, okay, just open up a $400 or $500 account, because you get, if you can't trade a $500 account, you can't trade a $5,000 or a $50,000 account. That's my opinion. That is it. Yeah, you're welcome. So, like I said, if you'd like a free 30-minute session, send me an email, david@remora.academy, and title free session, and we'll get together and chit chat, man. I just, because I know there's a lot of nastiness out there. So anywho, so Keith, I think I'm done. What do you think?
Very cool. Thanks, David. Yeah, that was relatively short. Yeah, the focus has been on just kind of talking about some really core, basic, important stuff that if you don't get right, it doesn't matter how many products or tools or indicators that you have. If your mindset isn't right in how you're trading and approaching things, it doesn't matter. Whenever we have someone like yourself talking about some of these foundational concepts, it always kind of brings me back to the days when I was really interested in Texas Hold'em poker, got really big into that for a while. And a lot of the same stuff applies when you're on tilt. If you're psychologically compromised, step away. You don't need to be in every hand. You don't need to be participating in every time, because it will mess up your total potential profit and possibly tank you, right? Same idea. If you can't do the boring stuff at 1 cent, 2 cent pots, then you're not going to do well at $50, $100 games.
Correct.
Right? So
right
it doesn't mean you have to have those fundamentals, and it's really boring going through the motions of learning and practicing and getting those hands in. Same thing with trading. If you're having too much fun, maybe you need to figure out why, right?
Right on.
And figure out what your goals are.
A big thank you to you, Keith, and the rest of the gang at Shark Indicators for letting me do this, and the group here in the discussion. You guys were great, had great questions and so forth. I'm hopeful that we'll have continued discussions and that your journey can continue to become the trader that you want. And there is a question that just popped in. Have you ever seen an auto trader that works? Not that I'm aware of. No. It's kind of a loaded question here for
it's tricky, because if, like you were saying, if you don't have some of those fundamentals down, then you're not going to be able to translate. You can't translate bad behavior into an automated system. Right?
Correct. Yep.
And so even though we sell tools that are specifically designed to build your own auto trader, right? That's what Bloodhound and Blackbird do. They work well together. You say, here's when I want to get in, and here's how I want to manage the trade. But if you don't have a good idea in the first place, or good system methodology, then it doesn't matter. Hopefully they help you build those skills out more quickly by testing things and seeing how they work visually and stuff like that. But you got to have those fundamentals if you expect to be profitable.
Yeah. Okay, there was another question. Maybe, I don't know. I guess I'm willing to go out on a limb too. I can, we can talk about this later too, or whatever, but maybe I'd be willing to actually make a Bloodhound Blackbird template and give it a shot. So, yeah.
Interesting. Very cool. And he just put in his links in chat again as well. So.
Yep. Why can't you? Because I just have chosen not to. I'm semi-auto.
And that's very common too. Yeah, you get to sort of pick at what level you're comfortable automating. Some people are just not comfortable automating stuff, but they want the ability to be more efficient with their discretionary trading. Yeah. So that's what I love about the trading world, is that there's an infinite number of ways to go about it. And so it never gets boring when you stay in the community, because everybody's got different ideas. Not all ideas are good, but at least there's always little nuggets of wisdom out there.
Right.
Well, very cool.
Exactly.
All right.
Thanks.
So we're on sharkweek.cc. We've got our schedule at the top. Just wanted to point out, thank you, David. That was today. Tomorrow, August 3rd, tomorrow afternoon at 4 p.m. Eastern, we have Julie Wade. She presented a few months ago, but I believe this is a totally different subject. I haven't had the chance to see exactly what she's talking about in detail. So I'm interested as you should be. So yeah, come on back if that interests you. And just like the last couple of days, I'm just gonna keep mentioning this since it's us. We will be launching Bloodhound 2.0 on Friday during the webinar. There will be there's always like an hour of Q&A. So by all means, come on Friday especially and participate in that. So thanks, guys. If you have no more questions, we will end it here. All right. Thanks a lot, guys. Have a good day. Bye-bye.